Coming up on Daily Iowan TV, the Iowa Board of Regents pushed back some major decisions.
And later, we take a close look at one of the U.S. most distinctive art exhibits.
And we'll take a look at some of the Iowa volleyball team's biggest fans, and we'll have your Hawkeye football updates from yesterday's press conferences.
And we also have an update on wildfires in California. I will tell you more in weather.
All that and more coming your way.
Don't go anywhere. Daily Iowan TV starts now.
Good morning and thank you for tuning in. I'm Sydney Zatz.
And I'm Christopher Cervantes.
The Iowa Board of Regents has not yet agreed on their plan for tuitions of Iowa public universities. In a meeting yesterday, University of Iowa and Iowa State officials proposed a 7% tuition increase for undergraduate residents. University of Northern Iowa officials proposed multiple tuition rates, but said it should depend on the level of state funding. Board of Regents President Michael Richards says they need additional time to decide what will be in store for the next academic year.
The Iowa Memorial Union Black Box Theater has hosted several unique exhibitions over the span of several years. However, its latest showcase is proving to be a more personable one. I stopped by to get a closer look at what is known as Art in the Afterlife. Art in the Afterlife is an exhibit that shows Iowa City the rich history of fantasy coffins, a type of carpentry art that hails back to the Ga people of Ghana.
That's what this coffin signifies. It tells the story of the deceased. So that's how we only don't want to limit ourselves to only being a coffin, but also to talk about the art part of it.
Eric Ajiti Anang, the artist behind the exhibit, has an interesting history with the craft. His grandfather is attributed towards the invention of the coffins. Eric himself has built a reputation as a skilled artist in his own right, and has created 6 unique coffins for the Black Box. The pieces featured in this exhibit are more than just simple art, though. They are in fact pieces of Eric's personal life.
Would love most of the design to relate to my relation in life now. I mean, like what is happening in my life now.
Even with how personal these works are, professionals at the university claim that the exhibit's narrative itself, as well as the art, is worth being seen.
Eric is now involving people from all over the world through assistance both in Ghana and in his work with students in the U.S. He's opening up the practice to become very global in terms of collaboration.
Each of the 6 works have their own representation and Eric's personal identity, ranging from the ideals of temperament to culture. For an even further look at the exhibit and individual works, please visit http://issues.com. And don't forget to visit the exhibit in person on the 3rd floor of the IMU.
For the first time in its 100-year history, the Boy Scouts announced they will start admitting girls. The Cub Scouts will allow both genders, while a new program will be designed for older girls that incorporates the same curriculum as Boy Scouts. The organization released a public statement saying, quote, "The historic decision comes after years of receiving requests from families and girls," and later added, "Families today are busier and more diverse than ever. Most are dual learners, and there are more single-parent households than ever before, making convenient programs that serve the whole family more appealing," end quote.
That's right, Sydney. And while the Boy Scout organization says that they believe this will give parents more options, the Girl Scout organization believes that this is hurting the partnership between the two organizations. That program is expected to start in 2019 and will give girls the opportunity to earn the rank of Eagle Scout. Yesterday was National Coming Out Day, and the Center of Diversity and Enrichment hosted a celebration. At the event, which took place at the Iowa Memorial Union, students were treated with rainbow cupcakes, information on campus LGBTQ resources, and were given the opportunity to come out of a door that was a unique and fun photo opportunity. For more information on LGBTQ resources here on campus, you can visit diversity.uiowa.edu.
Iowa City is beginning a new effort to help drivers who have been pulled over. Iowa City drivers who get stopped for broken headlights and brake lights may be able to receive vouchers to get the issues fixed for free. The program that gives these free vouchers is called BULBS, which stands for Building Unity, Linking Businesses for Safety. The Iowa City Police Department believes this will speed up the process of getting lights fixed and lower the number of minor traffic stops. You know, Chris, as the weather gets colder, as we're going to start seeing snow soon, and that means the roads will be a little bit slippery for driving.
I know the pain, Sydney, except a little bit worse since I have to walk everywhere. Let's head over to Junya Kim in the weather studio to see what he has to say. Junya, how does it look?
Thanks, guys, but let me talk about the wildfires in California first. The National Weather Service issued a red flag warning because of the very high fire danger in California. More evacuations are taking place from Wednesday morning as wildfires advanced on northern California towns. At least 23 people were killed, 3,500 homes and businesses were destroyed, more than 100 people have been injured by the deadly wildfires. Good news is that from Thursday afternoon, winds will decrease with much quieter condition. However, unfortunately, winds will increase starting from Friday evening, in which can cause rapid spread of the wildfires again. We need to look closely at how situations are changing in California throughout the week. And in Iowa City, we have experienced colder temperature and gloomier weather for the last couple of days. Hopefully, we will have warmer temperature throughout the week. Today, we'll have cloudy skies with high of 67 and low of 53. These clouds will remain until tomorrow morning. Now, let's take a look at our extended forecast. Friday, we'll have 20% chance of rain with the temperature reaching 78 degrees. On Saturday, we are looking at potential severe thunderstorms with the temperature reaching high of 74 and low of 60. Rain and clouds will go away on Sunday, but the temperature will rapidly drop down to 60 degrees. This sunny weather will continue for remaining week with the temperature reaching high of around upper 60s and low of mid 40s. Up and downs of the temperature in October will continue to be dynamic, so be aware of it before you dress up for going outside. That's your weather for the week. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Junya. Tonight, comedians from a popular television show are coming to the Iowa Memorial Union for a stand-up comedy show. H. John Benjamin, Eugene Meerman, and Dan Mintz from Bob's Burgers are performing this evening at 8 p.m. Not only will they be performing stand-up comedy, but a question and answer session will take place after the show.
Tickets are $10 and can be purchased at the IMU Welcome Center. Doors open at 7:15 p.m. and you can check out afterclass.uiowa.edu where you can find a link to submit your questions for the cast.
Now, Sydney, I love comedy, but you know what isn't a joking matter? Hawkeye sports.
That's right, Chris, and it sure is no laughing matter for the other team when the Hawkeyes steal that win. Let's toss it over to Taylor Cassing in the sports studio to see what is going on with Hawkeye sports. Taylor?
I agree, guys, but unfortunately we don't have an Iowa football game this week. But in other news, the Iowa volleyball team is currently on the road, which means they're missing out on one of the best parts of the home court advantage at Carver. Alec Giannakopoulos has more.
Iowa volleyball has had a bit of a resurgence recently, improving year by year. It's not just the team that's been improving. A group that watches them has gone through a tough learning process of their own. The Iowa Volleyball Band.
It's the team spirit. I played football and I was okay at it. I played t-ball. I was really more interested in picking flowers and giving them to my mom. The sport that really gets me going is playing in an ensemble. So for me, this is my sport.
It may be hard to believe, but this band wasn't always as vocal as they are now. It actually turned out to be the help of a cartoon sponge that really brought the energy out of this group.
I was like, you know what? Everybody knows SpongeBob. It's an Alaskan bullworm. And the crowd started doing it with us. And folks in the band started catching on. And then it became like this thing that we did. And now it's at the point where like, they have me running up and down the steps. I'm doing a lot of cardio. I started this when I was wearing a large shirt, now I'm wearing a medium.
Once the band started coming together, they started trying out different traditions, from fusion dances to holding up their instruments like a newborn lion from The Lion King.
You know, there's not really one specific tradition that stands out to me. It's just like how everyone in the group really enjoys themselves and just has a great time.
As the band continued to come together, they realized that they were getting more out of their job than just a place to practice their instruments.
This is like you know what I'm saying? Like, they're really working me, but at the same time, it's fantastic. Like, I love this. I love this so much.
This has been Alec Giannakopoulos. The Iowan TV Sports.
Next time you're at a volleyball game, be sure to listen to the band. Win or lose, they are worth the price of admission. Last night, the volleyball team took on the Indiana Hoosiers in Bloomington and won in all 4 sets. 3 Hawkeyes registered double-digit kills led by Claire Sheehan with 15 and 5 blocks, along with Bree Orr's 42 assists, which is her 117th set with 30 or more assists, and Jess Shanada's 4 aces, a career high and the most by a Hawkeye so far this season. The Hawks have beat Indiana 6 times in a row. Up next on the docket for the Hawks is number 6 ranked Minnesota this Sunday in Minneapolis. The Iowa field hockey team traveled to take on ranked Duke this past weekend. The team knew going into the match that it was going to be one of the toughest components that they would face all season. However, the team held their own and the match concluded with a 4-2 score.
The women's field hockey team put out an impressive fight against ranked Duke this past week, and they're hoping to clinch 2 Big Ten wins this weekend.
It's been the story of the season. We played really well for big patches of the game against Duke. We just didn't put it all together. But, we have a lot of confidence going into this weekend. We just are waiting for that time that we put 70 minutes together. We have a good game plan going into Northwestern and Michigan, and we're excited to get out to practice today to execute.
I feel like we played really well. We know that we can hang with these top teams, so going into the weekend we know that it's going to be 2 good games. And one of our strengths in the game was definitely our corners. We were able to get shots off and capitalize on a few of them.
I think it gives us momentum for this week. We definitely showed Duke what we were, and they definitely underestimated us, our ability, because we got 2 goals against them. So I was really happy, and going against Northwestern and Michigan, they're both incredible teams. So we're very excited, and knowing that we can take Duke 4-2 is really exciting. So we're ready, I think.
The Hawkeyes will host Northwestern and Michigan this weekend. Reporting for Iowa Women's Field Hockey, this is Delaney Parker, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
The team will face 2 Big Ten opponents here at home in Grant Field this upcoming weekend. The Iowa baseball team is wrapping up their fall ball season at home this week with the Black and Gold World Series. Last night in Game 1, the Black team beat the Gold team 3-2 after being held scoreless through the 6 innings. The Black team pitched a no-hitter and smacked 7 hits on their way to a Game 1 victory. After the game, head coach Rick Heller said that even though it's just a scrimmage, the players all take it pretty seriously.
Oh, they're competitive because the losing team has to buy dinner for the winning team. So they're excited and getting after it. It really brings some life to the games here at the end of the fall when it sometimes can drag, and we're not allowed to play a lot of games in the fall. So playing outside competition, that usually gets you going, but we don't have that, so this is the next best thing.
The Black and Gold World Series continues this afternoon at 3:30. And unless the Gold team can squeak out a win, it looks like dinner will be on them. That's it for us in the sports studio. A reminder that Zach Mackey and Mary-Kate Harrian are on bye this week, just like the football team. So no pregame show, but Bo Bowman will be in the studio. So be sure to tune in tomorrow for a heartfelt story on Unified Sports. And an update from the Iowa football team during their bye week. Guys, back to you.
All right, everyone, that brings this Thursday morning broadcast to an end. Remember to check us out at dailyiowan.com for all the latest updates between Monday and Friday. Also, don't forget to grab a paper copy of the Daily Iowan on stands now. For Daily Iowan TV, I'm Christopher Cervantes.
And I'm Sydney Zatz. Thanks for watching and have a great day, Iowa City. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.
Breaking down barriers long before we knew they existed. Dottie Ray, a revolutionary trailblazer, an Iowa City radio personality for over 50 years. Foundation builder for journalists. Please join us in sharing Dottie Ray's story on the big screen. After the showing, a panel discussion about Dottie's life will follow. It's all part of Habitat for Humanity's She Built the Future. For more information, please contact Habitat for Humanity.